Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and there seems to be a new leak. Taoyan the Merciless, a character voiced by Rebecca Yo. I'm probably mispronouncing that, I do apologize. But, yeah, this seems to be very much a Cathayan, because Taoyan and, well, the whole thing of the Merciless and so on kind of falls in the whole typical Cathayan naming values. Now, it's very curious because obviously there's nothing lined up for Cathay just yet. The next DLC after Khorne could end up being a Cathayan DLC, though I very much doubt it, as people are banking on Slaanesh versus High Elves versus Dark Elves. Well, I am too, but you never know with Creative Assembly. It's pretty interesting though, because when an IMDb thing kind of pops up, it's usually because an NDA has said, yep, you can do. Meaning that, yeah, either someone at Creative Assembly hasn't been renewing NDAs, which is something that happens, you know, a lot of leaks have happened through IMDb, which is actually kind of hilarious, or something was supposed to happen now. Keep in mind that we are very heavily delayed when it comes to DLC content. Thanks to Shadows of Change, there has been an 8-month gap there, and now an 8-month gap for Thrones of Decay. So content plans happen a lot earlier, meaning that concepts and even some basic stuff is done a few years in advance. We've seen this with various different leaks coming up over the few years that we've had Total War Warhammer. But if we would have been in the original schedule, with the DLCs being much smaller, aka Shadows of Change .1, we would have been about 2 or 3 DLCs ahead already. It does make me think about Legend of Total War's original Lords of Shang Yang leak, because he didn't go over everything, I do believe, and yeah, I mean, it could be possible that it was originally planned for that DLC. You have to keep in mind that Creative Assembly see Cathay as a very popular faction, they're one of the top played ones, and they'd want to make as much DLC for that as possible. And there seems to be no shortage of possible Cathay content, with rumours for Warhammer the Old World kind of saying that there's as much Cathayans as there is Space Marines. I'm talking about in terms of units and so on, which is something that Games Workshop would 100% do to try and milk it for everything it's worth, and we haven't even actually seen rules of Cathay yet. So Lord knows if it's actually going to sell on the tabletop. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty interesting. If they're continuing to prepare stuff well in advance, that's pretty good. They wouldn't be posting this on IMDb if they had just filmed, or well, recorded. It's something that is tied to an NDA in most cases. And remember, this isn't usually the fault of the actor or actress. It's usually just their representation, because this means that they're able to find work a little bit easier when they've done voice work for a AAA title. The last thing to mention is obviously this character is likely some sort of legendary hero, as, yeah, you know, we're expecting the last remaining dragon children, which we already know what they're called, the ones that are still alive at least, and then we do have the Monkey King. Legendary heroes is something that we are expecting more and more. We've already got, what, 1 with Cathay? But if they're going to get like 2 or 3 more DLCs, it's very likely that they'll get 2 or 3 more legendary heroes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below to start a bit of discussion. Bit of a shorter video. It's nice to get a little bit of news once I'm recovering from a pretty brutal flu. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you all again very, very soon.